All right, it's been a while since I last recorded. I kind of tossed everything up onto YouTube here recently of the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. But this is where it sits. The cluster is disconnected. I have to extend those wires. The water wheel that basically tells the ECU how fast it's going based on like 1840s technology of water hitting this, spinning, and registering with a Hall effect sensor. That's got to go. It's not very reliable. And yeah, everything's already kind of mocked up for the wiring harness with where it's going to go. It's going to ride the bulkhead around the side here. You can see the regulator rectifier will kind of get tucked up under there once I do my mounting brackets. And yeah, so next order of business, until I can do all the rest of the wiring, I got to sort the seat base. So I'm going to take the seats out, cut a piece of aluminum out, stick it on top of the seat base, and then get everything installed, put it back in, and make sure it all feels right. So here is that. Okay, so I need to finish welding the insides of this to make it strong. Make another brace here, and standoff so that while it sits in the boat, I can put a little rubber dampener to keep it from vibrating as much, because these things are like giant rattle traps. So I need a 15 by 45 and a quarter piece of aluminum. This is the official list. So for the seat base, it needs to be 15 by 45. Actually, I said 0.25. All right, I'm gonna get that cut out, but I don't have any aluminum in the shop, so I need to go get it. And this dog refuses to sit by me, so she stays by the door. The only way to keep her comfortable is to put down the mat. Right, Blake? You are stubborn. All right, I'm gonna go grab aluminum, come back and cut it. All right, so I have the sheet of aluminum in here, and I have the plasma cutter all hooked up, but now, as soon as I hooked it up, my regulator is starting to leak. So I think that's a sign that it's time to buy a new air dryer and regulator setup. All right, I'm gonna cut this. I cannot believe I just did that. Look at that. Like, just totally blind while doing it. It was going so well. And then my visor started cutting out. All right, well, I guarantee I could use this for a bunch of other pieces, so I have to recut out another sheet. I'm gonna do that now. Actually, so I just overlaid it onto my seat base, and it didn't turn out that bad. So this is the shortest spot. So basically this overhang here, I need to trim anyway. So I got lucky, is the gist of it. So I'm going to clean that up, weld it, and probably face this off a few thousandths in the mill. All right, so we have this mounted on the ways, and we're just basically gonna take off a 1/4 inch. My dad and I just chalked this up. So we're gonna mill that down, and then you'll no longer see this. ended up looking perfect. My dad measured this 600 times to get it the way it needed to be, and it turned out perfect. So that'll make a nice little weld, and I just gotta rip this off with the plasma cutter and then stick that down there. But the real question is, do these seats belong in this boat? Nah. Seats are in their rough location, and there's a decent amount of space for the bulkhead right there. I'm gonna end up having to modify the plenum for the supercharger to give us a little more space, because it's got to be able to shift forward if I need to work on the boat. But yeah, I'm gonna get the seats mounted and then work on the bulkhead. I probably should have cut the individual squares out first, but I can just use the bandsaw now, so. How does this lens constantly get dirty? It's not like I'm plasma cutting in front of it. All right, so I took a couple junk pieces of aluminum and made my standoffs. That gets the seat base to roughly 2 degrees, which is the right feel when in the boat. And now all I gotta do is weld it in, but before I do that, I'm gonna measure 16 times, cut these 4 95 millimeter, whatever that equates to in inches. Inches are fractions and it's just kind of silly, but yeah, I gotta cut these 4 sections out, make sure it works, and then weld it all together. Ooh. All right, so I have these 4 welded in, and this is essentially what it's gonna look like. So the seat base will be right here, and then there's going to be a small rubber gasket in between here just for a small amount of dampening, and then this will get mounted to the seat base like so, and then goes down. So that's the 4 pads, and now I just have to go weld these on to the seat base. But I got to take the seats off because I don't want to risk burning holes in a very expensive set of seats. And to get my 2-degree angle, the front has to be offset at the line, just like so. Alrighty, I'll get this welded. Oh, almost just fell off the back of the boat. All right, so seats are mounted. Seat base is all together, and it's all kind of welded. Just like so. So now I just have to install the adhesive backed rubber gasket, and ironically, I didn't plan this, but it worked out. The gasket is the perfect width to fit on those feet. So I just have to cut 4 strips, get it secured, and once I'm done, then I'm gonna have to sort out the bulkhead, and I think I'm gonna take this this intercooler. It's basically just a water to air intercooler right here. I'm gonna try and rotate it like 90 degrees, get it a little bit more out of the way so I have more bulkhead space. But that's next, so I'll finish this up and get started on that. All right, for the last hour or so I've been kind of tidying up everything, getting the battery kind of where it needs to be, the water lines, the bilge, the little transfer pipes down there, the cooling water inlet for like if you hook it up to a hose, all that good stuff. Because I need to be able to water test this and make sure everything works before I build the bulkhead, because if it turns out I need to remove everything, the bulkhead will just be in the way. So I'm gonna finish buttoning up the seats. The water lines should be done pretty quickly, and I started on the throttle. So essentially that's how it's gonna be. So this is gonna get mounted to the steering wheel right up there. This isn't a good explanation, but yeah, like that. So yeah, just a few things, and I have to tap a larger bolt for this larger style steering ball socket, whatever it's called. But yeah, all right, I'm actually gonna end this video at this note because it's already like probably 15-20 minutes long. So I will resume in the next one with doing the throttle, water testing, and probably then disassembling and building a bulkhead.